And that whole advert was created by this agent that auto-builds cinematic ads for you end-to-end. You drop in any product, it analyzes it, recommends the best marketing angle for it, then it creates a storyboard for you and a full cinematic ad after that. And you're not just limited to adverts, by the way. You can use this for product videography, B-roll, or any creative project, really. So whether you're using Claude Code, OpenClaw, or another agentic platform entirely, by the end of this video, you'll learn exactly how it works and how you can replicate it for your own setup. And if you're new here, my name's Jay. I spent over a decade working with brands you probably know, have been in AI since my master's in data science, and now I run our AI solutions practice in one of the largest AI communities globally. Let's get started. So as mentioned, this whole advert that you saw in the intro was created entirely by our marketing agent. Basically what I did is give it this image of this on-running shoe. Then it generated for me this really detailed storyboard that I approved, in which it used to generate that final video that you saw. And to give you more examples, just to show how easy it is now with this sort of agent, this is another advert that I made with this fellow Stag EKG electric kettle. And then here's another one using this lip tint nourishing glaze by Rode. And there you go, you can see how powerful this is, right? With the level of the AI models that we have now, you can fully generate those kinds of adverts end-to-end. And of course, you don't necessarily need to limit yourself to just generating adverts for this. If you need product B-roll, for example, using your own product, then this sort of setup is going to be useful for you as well. Now, this agent kit, which we're calling cinematic ads, just to have a familiar name for it, we did make it for our community in RoboNuggets. But in this video, I'll show you exactly how this agent works so that you can replicate it for your own setup as well, if you need something like it. Because at its core, this agent is essentially powered by this skill file, which if you're new to the agentic space, a skill file is just a pretty long text file that provides instructions to your agent on how to do things. So we have that fully written out in here. And how this agent essentially runs is through 4 specific steps. So if I just minimize this so you can see, because if you have this skill installed for your agent, essentially the steps are you first send a product and then it gives you storyboard directions. It generates a storyboard for you, and then it generates either ads, B-rolls, or product videos for you as a last step. And like I mentioned, whether you're using Claude Code, Hermes, OpenClaw, or whatever agentic platform, this works as well. At least for me, one of the ways by which I interface with my agents is through Telegram, which connected to my Claude Code actually. And if you're curious how that works, that's basically attached to this long-running sessions that I have for my agents over at my terminal, which I made a separate video about that I'll link somewhere in this lesson if you're curious on how that's set up. So I'll be using Claude Code in this case, but the point being that if you're using another agentic platform, then this setup would work for you as well. So from my side, you can see that I have that agent skill already set up. And let's say we're looking to create some product videography or a cinematic advert for this on ivory shoes. And so all we have to do is to send it to our agent. And I'll say, hey, so I want to create a cinematic advert for this on Cloud Surfer ivory shoes. Can you analyze this product for me and go to step 2, where you would recommend like a storyboard idea? Just want to make sure that this product in particular is for running. So we want to emphasize that dynamism and speed in the advert, and also the end tag will just highlight the ivory color in that it is available at on.com. So I'll just send that, and you can see that's just a simple request, right? Like we are not really writing prompts in this case because we'll be offloading a lot of the thinking and that writing of the prompts to our agent. And here you can see in our rubric flows visualizer that it recognized that we've sent our product, and now it is thinking of 3 directions for us to review. And by the way, while that is happening, this whole rubric flows visual layer, it is our command center that we use in RoboNuggets, and it just allows us to visually work with our agents better. And this view in particular is quite useful, especially when you're illustrating workflows to clients or educating on how these agents work, just like what I'm doing now. Now, real quick, we just released the Agentic AI Masterclass for our members at RoboNuggets, which takes you from 0 to mastery when working with agents. There's a link to the community in the pinned comment below. We've got founders in there who landed their first client in weeks, live build sessions where we create this stuff together, and the actual templates behind what I showed in this video. The community is also the reason these lessons get made, so see that below if that's for you. But there, now it's sent to me its analysis of the brand and also recognize that specific request that we have. And obviously, because this is agentic, you actually don't need to go through all these steps. Like if you want to have your agent run through the whole thing end to end without human approval, then that's something that you can do as well. But obviously, if you want to push for quality, it's always best to have these quality gates in order to give guidance to your agent on what good looks like. Especially when it comes to this step 2, where it gave us these 3 storyboard directions, because then it will be up to your own taste as a creative to select which one works for your brand. So the ones that it recommended to me here is this liquid ground option. So the shoe strikes into a glassy mint pool. It gave us some keywords here like having an explosive spray crown, and also gave us an idea of a hero moment. The next one is a first light sprint. So we have a side tracking shot at full sprint speed. And the last one is this wind tunnel idea. So this is just important because before you generate the storyboard, if you have these ideas presented to you, then you can work with your agent in order to make them better and to guide it on what good looks like for you. So at least for my case, what I'll say is I think the first one with the liquid ground idea looks great. Can we now move to the next step so that we can generate the storyboard? So I'll just send that over. And while that's happening, you might be curious around how this agent handles step 1 and step 2. And all that really is baked into this skill file. And it's essentially just a system prompt. So the user drops a product in, including some inputs. And then we just task the agent to extract the brand name, the product name, as well as the category, basically just checking the details of that product if that was not provided. And then for the storyboard itself, we always just ask for 3 distinct directions. Obviously, you can have more if you want. That is just properly formatted with the concept name, the specific vibe of that particular storyboard, a hero moment for the product, and so on and so forth. And then we just gave a few sort of best practice examples here. And then what's important here across each of the steps is to have these pause points so that just by default, it checks with you if the particular output that it's generating is up to spec. And so that's how we got these ideas from our agent that is properly formatted. And now that we selected a particular direction, what it did now is to proceed to this storyboard plan. And what's great about this is that it even provides a timestamp so that you can sort of imagine how it would work once it is translated to a video. So you have the roughly first 2 seconds describing how the shoe rockets towards a mint pool at speed. You have this scene with a shockwave, and it just describes these scenes for you, including even the type of camera that it's about to use, just so that you can fully imagine how it would look like and also provide some details or feedback if you wish to. But actually, from looking at this, it does seem like because of the skill that we baked in, the sort of direction and the prompt that it's about to create for that storyboard looks pretty good already. And so from here, I'll just say that it can now go ahead and generate the storyboard, and it will fire off that task, create the prompt as well in order to give us the storyboard image. And there you go. Once that is done, it now says that the storyboard has been rendered, and it gave us this 6-panel storyboard. So I'll just shift so you can see. And you can see it is very detailed and also faithful to what we agreed on, right? So the first 2.5 seconds, it has that takeoff with that action. This is the shockwave scene, the macro shot, and this tracking macro side on at full sprint speed. So this basically serves the purpose of a classic storyboard, right? Because a storyboard is essentially there for you to imagine what the final output would look like before you shoot or create or render the final video. But the difference in this case is because of AI and the image generative models that we have right now, not only was it able to capture the product that we sent to it, it was also able to think through this 6-panel storyboard, render the text for it directly and perfectly, and basically provide all the detail that, let's say, a producer would need in order to actually make or create or shoot this particular video. Which, by the way, if you're in the advertising field at all, then this step of generating storyboards is already pretty useful to you, because then you can generate these and show it to your client before actually producing or generating material. Now, you might be curious how our agent handled the generation of this image, especially since Claude Code by itself or other agentic platforms like OpenClaw or Hermes doesn't really have native image generation capabilities, right? Well, if you go back to our skill, you can see that the model we're using is GPT Image 2. And this is a model by OpenAI that they released just a few days ago. And what this model pretty much unlocked is the ability for us to generate images with nearly perfect text and precise control on the images. So it's perfect really for creating storyboards like the one that you saw. Now you can also see here that we're accessing GPT Image 2 via this website called Fal. And Fal.ai, if you go to that website, basically it's a model as a service provider. So it aggregates a lot of these models like Cdance, Nano Banana, GPT Image 2 is also included here. And basically the model that we we use is this particular endpoint, GPT image to edit. And what we essentially did is to give our Claude Code, our agent, access to this interface where it pretty much was able to type in the prompt here, upload our reference images that we gave it here, and also chose the specific sort of aspect ratios and image size on its own without us having to do anything, without us having to write the prompt. So it handles all of that thinking and operating of this model for you. And if you want to give your agent access to this model as well via a service like Fall.ai, all you need to do with services like these is here at the top right, you can click on copy content, which is this piece for LLMs. And if you send that to your agent, that basically will copy all of that technical detail that is required for your agent to understand how to operate this whole system. And just to illustrate for you further, what I basically ask here for our agent is to give us the prompt that it used for that storyboard. Now, normally you wouldn't even have to do this because a lot of this prompting, like I said, is already handled by the agent. So you don't even need to inspect the prompt because you already agreed on the direction here. But if you're curious, that's also something that you can do. And from here, you can see that the prompt that it sent to GPT Image 2 is quite a detailed one. So it asked for a single image, a 6-panel cinematic sports ad storyboard, and it even gave directions around where to place the text, a few critical elements like the product fidelity matching whatever it is that it sent as an image reference, which is this on shoe that we gave it at the beginning. And the reason why this is quite detailed is because of that skill that we gave it that allows it to generate storyboards like the one that you saw earlier. But if we were to continue this to the final step, which is essentially us generating the ads or the B-roll or the product videos, then we can either provide it more direction on this storyboard in case we want anything changed. But let's say we have this storyboard as already being final. All we need to do is to ask our agent to go to step 4. And what it will essentially do is use that storyboard, feed it to a video model called Seedance 2.0 and generate the final video for us. Before it does that though, because the video generations incur a cost, by default, it will also give you a view of the specific model that is about to call Seedance 2.0 Pro. What is the resolution? How many seconds in duration? What is the aspect ratio? If there's audio or not? And what are the reference that it is about to send, which is telling here is the storyboard sheet that we have, which is this one, and the clean product photo, which is this one. And because a lot of the details are already captured in that storyboard, the prompt for Seedance here is actually simple by default. Now, you can obviously change this if you want a more detailed prompt, but all we're going to ask Seedance is to turn this storyboard, which it references as image 1, into a cinematic 15-second sports ad. So this is just a paragraph long prompt, and we'll just have it generate that for us. Now, while that is working, if in case you're new, Seedance 2.0 is this model by ByteDance, which got pretty viral a few weeks ago because of all those Hollywood Tom Cruise versus Brad Pitt style of action videos that it was able to create. And as of right now, I believe it is the most capable model with cinematic scenes like the one that we're about to create. Great news is with websites like Fall.ai, it is also available. So specifically, we are accessing it through this endpoint called reference to video. And again, if you copy the content here and give it to your agent, then that will simply give your agent access to this interface pretty much, where it allows itself to type in the prompt, send in the reference images, and even video URL references if you wish, and audio URLs if you wish, and also select the resolution for us and the duration. So that is entirely controllable by your agent with you just having to talk to it, with you just having to speak to your agent in natural language. And once that is done, you now have this final video that is ready for you to watch. And there you go. That is now the whole agent and how it works in full. It is quite simple, really. Like if you look at this whole workflow, all we're really doing here is sending a product using Claude Code or any agent platform's innate ability to analyze an image and think of a storyboard direction. We just make sure to do some quality gate checks for the user to sense check if the direction is good. And then we create images via GPT Image 2, which are formatted to be storyboards. And then because GPT Image 2 is already so smart, honestly, you're now able to create these really detailed storyboards with adherent text, correctly spelled sentences, and just send that to Seedance, which in itself has its own smartness. So if it looks at this reference reference, innately able to understand what a storyboard is and also match the timestamps as well as the styling of these frames. Now, a couple of tips in case you're more advanced with Seedance 2.0. One common problem that people face is the fact that if you have a storyboard or a reference that contains an image of a person, it is very likely that that will get blocked because of some inherent policies that they have with regard to their model. Now, to address that, a technique that you can employ, which you can see here in the storyboard for that road ad that we have, is that we actually have the faces blurred. So this is part of the prompt structure that we give our agents, and you can basically just ask your agent to generate an image or a storyboard with blurred faces as well. And then when you pass this to Seedance, it actually works because it doesn't trigger that face detection policy that they have. And then you just have Seedance itself fill in the faces and the blanks here. And so even if you have a storyboard featuring a person, then you'll be able to successfully generate adverts like this one that you saw earlier. And another thing to keep in mind is, like I mentioned, this is not just limited to ads. So if you're working on any creative project, really, you can employ this same storyboard technique using GPT Image 2, which was this one generated by Justin Moore here over at X, which he shared. And then if you feed that to Seedance 2.0, these two models can actually give you a pretty good result, just like this anime yakisoba short, for example. But there you go. That is how this agent works. I hope that was useful. And if it is, then consider subscribing because that helps us a lot to put out more educational content like this. And if you want to grab this whole agent kit, then we made it for the RoboNuggets community. And you can find out how to join that just in the description below. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.